What's going on, guys? I'm Johnny Alonso.
Sabrina Taylor-Smith.
And Al Soto. We're here in Main Street in Park City, Utah, guys. We got exclusive interviews coming up, some screenings and some events, lots of stuff.
Exactly, and thank you to our sponsors for whom of which this would not be possible.
That's right, Moscat.com.
And Platinum Financial.
And lots more here to come. Stay tuned here. Click on theshow.com.
Hi, Kevin. Johnny Alonso from Click on This. How are you?
Good. How are you, man?
Good, man. Thanks a lot, brother. Question. To my understanding, it's a very small cast, right? You only have like several actors in this project,
Yeah,
right?
there's really only the two boys
Yes.
and myself
Yes.
and this beautiful woman and Shay.
Right on.
And so it's really about five of us.
5 of you. Great. And your character, Sheriff Kretzer, is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it? What is it? Is it a very cool character?
It's a great character. It's one of those characters. It's not really so much what he says. There's a lot of stuff that happens in between the lines. So as an actor, you kind of have to read between the lines to see what could be there and what could be exciting about playing it. But I had a blast playing him.
Yeah.
He was. I think that John Watts, the director, just had a really, really interesting vision for the movie and for the characters, and we had a lot of fun.
Of course. Last thing, Elena from Baltimore says hello.
Okay.
Yeah, she just wanted to say hi to you. She was your assistant many years ago.
Oh yeah, right.
This is her show.
Oh,
yeah.
That's awesome.
But she sent me out to see you, so I thank you for your time.
Oh, good,
Thanks,
good,
Kevin.
good. I'm glad she's doing so well.
Most definitely. Take
Yeah.
care of yourself.
All right, cheers.
Thanks, brother. Tell me, what was it like working with John Watts?
You know, first of all, he is. Do you know the story
what is your
that
story?
John shot a little trailer?
Okay.
He put it on the internet, and he said that it was produced by Eli Roth, and it wasn't. And then Eli Roth called him and said, "Dude, what's up with my name on your trailer?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Let's make it."
You're kidding me.
And I'm telling you, anybody who's got the frickin' balls to do that, I'm gonna follow. He's
Awesome.
I mean, other than being so handsome and smart and really talented, it was great working with him, and I had a great time.
Tell me about your character. Did you love your character?
She's fantastic. She's like a little comic relief in here, and she's just a concerned citizen and a little concerned that, these two little boys are driving, and, then all hell breaks loose.
No
That's
kidding.
what happens.
I just heard a story about you putting Eli's name on a trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Can we verify this?
It's true. Movie I made before this is called Clown, and it was a prank. Pretended like Eli, who I had never met. I just loved his work. I put his name on it, said he directed it, said my friend and I who wrote Cop Car, said we wrote it.
Yeah.
And then 3 days later I got a call from Eli, and I was like, please don't sue us. And he was like, no. Seems like a cool idea. You want me to help you guys put it together? And he got us set up, and we had to go write the script, and then we went and shot it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Did you shoot this movie in Colorado?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm from Colorado. We shot it like 5 minutes from where I grew up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you had a small cast for this, man. Was it wild to work with a very small cast?
It's great. I mean, like, the opportunity to work like one-on-one with Kevin Bacon and Shea Wiggum and Cameron Manheim is just out of control.
Out of
yeah.
control. No kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, was Kevin Bacon and everybody else, were they kind of like mentors for you guys on this
Oh
set?
my God.
Yeah.
They were all really nice.
Were
They
they
were all
awesome?
really nice.
Yeah.
They were They were really fun to watch over.
Yeah.
They were the Obi-Wan and we were the Luke Skywalker.
I
They
love
really
that.
were.
I love
That
it.
was good.
Was it fun shooting in Colorado? I mean, was it on location?
Well, the heat was an issue.
We were wearing winter clothes in a hot car
In a hot car.
in 90-degree heat, but it was totally worth it.
Yeah, but brother, that's acting, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. No, guys, I know you have to run. Glamour.
Glamour of
Right?
filmmaking.
Of filmmaking,
yeah.
you know? Well, congratulations and good luck in the future, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care, guys. Thank you. Anytime. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, man. All right.
Hey guys, we're back here at the Vollmer Center, but now it's time for commercial break.
This segment is sponsored by Platinum Financial Group, a full-service financial firm providing financial planning services, tax preparation, and investment management services. Please check out their website at platinum-financial.biz and follow them on Twitter and Facebook.
This segment is sponsored by BitcoinBling.com.
Hey Click fans, I'm here at the Vollmer Center at the Silburn Arboretum for Paul Moscat's landscape exhibition. But before we get into that, we're gonna take it back to Sundance 2015 and you're gonna check out some of our interviews with the Creative Coalition.
All right, look what we have again. Probably for the fifth time here on Click on This Show, CEO of the Creative Coalition, Robin Bronk.
Click on this regular.
That's awesome. By the way, thanks for sharing our video the other day.
Oh yeah,
That was at
great.
the Art of Discovery book launch, which I'm sure was an awesome seller around the holiday season.
Yeah, happily, it's still an awesome seller. It's a bestseller. It's in its second printing, and so you can still buy The Art of Discovery, Barnes and Nobles, and Amazon.
Awesome. So this luncheon is about extraordinary teachers. In your personal life, who was your favorite teacher?
My favorite teacher was a woman named Emmeline Fry, who was the theater teacher at D.W. Daniel High School in Clemson, South Carolina, where I grew up.
Right.
And especially when you live in a rural area, the arts are so important. And Mrs. Fry taught us everything: the strategy of theater, the talent of theater, how the discipline of theater, and the joy of it. And all those practices and rehearsals and stage productions did help me in later life, because it got me where I am today, which I think is a pretty good place.
Right, and actually some of these teachers are here today for the luncheon, right?
Yes, we have. This is our annual Teachers Making a Difference luncheon, and we reunited teachers with the people, with the actors, with the teachers who made a difference in their lives. And we have R.J. Mitt from Breaking Bad and his teacher, and David Arquette and his teacher, and John Leguizamo and his teacher, which also happened to be Tim Daly's teacher. So
Wow.
it's Old Home Week here at the Creative Coalition.
That is so awesome.
But it's all about the teachers.
How are you, my friend?
I'm very well.
It's
How
good
are you
to
doing,
see you.
Johnny?
Good. And let me tell you, both on Gotham. We're
Yes.
working on Gotham. Tell me about. Let's talk about Gotham. About your character.
I'm the mayor,
Yeah.
and I was on the first 9 episodes, but don't expect to see me for the next 9 episodes because I'm not on. And you sort of don't know whether I'm a good guy or bad guy. But
Sure. No, but that's great.
That's what I do.
I just told you that I'm also working on your show.
Yes, are you a good guy or a bad guy?
I'm always a bad guy.
You're
always a bad guy. Always a bad guy.
You look it.
Thank you very much.
Yes, if you got a haircut, maybe you got some
and clean up a
decent
little
clothes
bit,
for,
right?
for a
Yeah.
nice event.
Yes. But I'm very fortunate to work with at Steiner Studios. But moving all that forward,
Go ahead.
are you a member of the coalition?
That I am.
Yes.
This is a great organization.
Yes, let's talk about that.
Because, well, here's my opinion, is that when actors are solo talking about politics, usually ego gets in the way or joins that actor.
Okay.
I believe politicians are filled with ego. But you get a group of actors together, I usually like what they're thinking. And the ego is taken out of it because we're all just together to try and do something. We're not solo. And all actors don't like to be part of the chorus. They like to be out in front.
Right.
But as a group, the coalition is a chorus.
Love it.
And we get together. We may not always agree
Right.
on what we're talking about, but we all get together and have this interchange of ideas.
Sure.
It's a great organization.
It's a great organization.
And we also get to come in and try and change legislature. We talk to congressmen and try and influence them for what we like. You know, a lot of people want to take money out of the arts or out of education. We try and say, please include it.
Sure.
And as Christopher Reeve once said, these congressmen, they want to see Superman. They want to meet Superman.
Wow.
So you have an entree, and that's what we do.
And that's what we do. So
Yep.
it really does make a difference.
I think who knows?
Who knows?
But at least between God and myself,
Yeah,
I'm trying
You're
to.
feeling good about it.
John, you actually have a film, The Experimenter, with Taryn Manning and Winona Ryder screening, right?
Yeah, and Peter Sarsgaard, he's the star of it.
Yeah.
And it's tomorrow at 3 o'clock. I'm very excited. I got a small but pivotal role.
There's no small roles, and they're always pivotal.
Well, no, they're not always pivotal, but yeah, you're right.
And I'm also reading, John, something about Pablo Escobar, Ep2. Is that project in the works still?
Still in the works, still in development, still in the fundraising, script development stages. But what I'm doing right now is I'm shooting a movie with Bryan Cranston. It's called Infiltrator in London, about two CIA guys who bust banks for money laundering.
Oh, wow. Bryan Cranston, such a phenomenal talent.
That's true that.
True that, for sure. And I'm also reading a pilot, Taxi 22.
Yeah, I started shooting that in about a week.
Fantastic.
It was Gandolfini's pet project. He was going to step in, but, alas, he's not with us anymore. So I'm trying to take over in his shoes. We'll see what happens.
Fantastic. Now, obviously, this is a luncheon for teachers that are making a difference.
Yeah.
Any particular favorite teachers, either in high school or maybe an acting coach, that made a difference in your career?
I had a lot of people. You can't come from where I come from without somebody throwing you a lifeline, And I've had a great math teacher, Mrs. Zufa, who gave me a lot of inspiration. My stepmom, and definitely Win Handman, who's going to be on satellite here.
Okay.
As we honor him for he was a great teacher, man. Acting teacher, and he really nurtured me. He produced my first play, Mambo Mouth, believed in me. He was incredible, very important person in my life.
Sundance 2015. I'm here with J.R. How are you, Paisan?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How you doing?
Man. Doing well, man. Doing well.
All my children alumni here.
All my children alumni. Yes.
Right.
Can you imagine this? Back in the old New York days.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's going good, man. I just got in, and I'm excited to be here at the luncheon, at the Creative Coalition luncheon, and supporting what they're doing, supporting what they're all about.
Yes, of course. I want to ask you a question. If you, since this is about teachers and inspiration, and all that, who was like one of your favorite teachers from the past?
Oh, I actually have a couple. Mr. Wicks, is a teacher that really kind of sticks out of my mind, and just his patience, and it didn't matter like if the other student got it or this student didn't get it, he's going to take the time to kind of make sure you get it.
Sure.
And even if it takes after school or if you kind of come into class earlier, it didn't matter. Like he had this amazing ability to really just he had patience. That's what it was, patience. And he cared,
right.
and he was passionate about it, which was amazing.
And obviously, it helped you with today because with acting and directing and all that, everything that you're doing. It was probably a very big, like a mentor.
It was. It really was. And you know what it did is it taught me. It taught me the lesson without necessarily teaching me a lesson. He wasn't trying to teach me a lesson, but it taught me a lesson that next time that I'm in that position where I'm trying to teach somebody something, for me to kind of have that patience to kind of hold their hand and bring them along, because you never know. Once you kind of help them through that initial process, what they develop into.
Sure.
So it's just really cool, man, to be here. To be here at the luncheon and to hear about what they're talking about, to hear about what they're doing, to hear about how all the people that are going to be on the panel, how they're using their platforms and their statuses to ultimately kind of still raise awareness about teachers and educators and still inspire other people to go out there and be artistic and be creative, because we all have a little bit of in us.
I am so down with the Creative Coalition. I was with them. I'm part of the Creative Coalition, and we went to Washington, D.C. last year. I was initiated into that, and it's so great, and it's so important. And the art of storytelling is for your life. And I can't think of a time where we need stories that enhance us more than now, about freedom and civil rights and that.
Well, I of course have to say congratulations on your win, and
Thank
so
you.
huge.
I was telling some people that I didn't realize, I knew that a lot of people were watching and had an impact, but walking down Main Street today, it was amazing, and people are very personal in their comments, so it's obviously hitting something, which, back to my original thing, people really need to connect These are very fearful times, and you know, we got to reintroduce love.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And now that you've had time to reflect on your experience with the series, just, you know, to look at this experience you went through and starting off your acting career, if it's somewhere you ever thought you'd go.
Well, I'm going to say it tonight. When I was a little kid, I used to go down into my basement, and I used to dream about being an actor and whatever that was and all that engendered. And sort of, I'm living what I dreamed. And so that's great. And also, what I didn't know about in that basement is the huge responsibility that comes with acting. And certainly the huge responsibility that I've been given this year, the gift and the responsibility. And I don't take that lightly. It makes me shake. But, you know, the transgender community was mentioned in Barack Obama's State of the Union. And I woohooed because I went, it's moving forward. Inexorably, the conversation is happening, and it's really important. Yeah.
15, we're so far ahead of where we were last year.
We have so much further to go, but inch by inch by inch. If we got into the State of the Union, we can even go further. We're in the consciousness now. Yeah.
All right, guys. We're here at actress extraordinaire Zoe Kravitz. Good to have you here at the Creative Coalition dinner. You must be enjoying Sundance so far this week.
Yeah, it's great. I've only been here for 2 days, and I've already had so much happen and seen so much cool stuff.
You could say it. You could say it. Of course, your film Dope, right? Screening here at Sundance. If you could tell us a little bit about the film and your character.
Yeah, I just saw the film 5 minutes ago for the first time, so I'm really excited about it. But it's it's about a kid growing up in Compton, and he's not really fitting into the norm of what black kids in Compton are supposed to be like, and that kind of takes him on an adventure, and you see what's going on. But I think it's a really great film, and I'm really proud to be a part of something that I think is showing a different light of African American culture.
That sounds like a phenomenal film. Of course, another phenomenal film, Insurgent, the sequel to Diversion, coming out soon. Anything you could tell us about the upcoming sequel?
I haven't seen that yet either, but it was really fun to make. It was good to see the gang again, and yeah, it was cool. I got to kind of do something a little different with Christina. You see a little bit of a darker side of hers in this one, so yeah, it was really cool to make.
And how did you enjoy working that set? It was a very physical role, obviously.
Yeah, it's very physical. I like that stuff, though. You know, it's challenging in a different kind of way, so I think it's really great.
And if you could tell us a little bit about Mad Max, another great film of yours coming out soon, too. Right?
Mad Max, yes, I'm very excited to see that as well. We made that a couple years ago now, so I'm very eager to see it. But working with George Miller was an absolute dream, and we shot it in Africa for 6 months, and Charlize and Tom and Nick and everyone were so great, and the cars and the costumes and the stunts are out of this world. I'm so excited to see that.
And even Elvis's granddaughter, right?
Yeah, Riley's a good friend of mine. Yeah.
Of course, no stranger to show business. Of course, your dad Lenny and your mom Lisa. Did you want to do acting from a very, very young age?
I did. Yeah, it's always what I just gravitated towards. I didn't really know what else I would do. It was kind of naturally came. So.
And you do a phenomenal job. You're very talented. And thank you so much for talking to us here on Click on This.
Hey folks, it's time for another commercial break. So let's go talk to our sponsor, Paul Moscat. So tell me a little bit about this exhibition. Congratulations, by the way. You described it as retrospective.
Yes, my first retrospect in landscape. Well, it goes back in time. So some of these paintings are as far back as 1974. And it goes all the way up to this year, when I worked as artist in residence at Silburn Arboretum. I'm an old Brooklyn boy. I was born in Brooklyn and went to Cooper Union, all that, but first I went and had 4 years in the U.S. Navy. And at the age of 25, I began Cooper Union in New York Art School. Later on, went to Yale for my master's, and a few years later, I started teaching at the Maryland Institute, where I taught for 36 years. I retired 2000, and they call me now Professor Emeritus. But I am still teaching, and I'm obviously still painting. And we have landscape groups when the weather's lets us. I have a studio in the Station North area. It's an art and entertainment district in Baltimore, Maryland. And we're in the cork factory. And I have half a floor where we have all my work. And we have our figure poses. And sometimes we have, sometimes we even teach classes like the Alba's color course. And we have beginning classes.
Guys, make sure you check out more of Paul's work at moscot.com and stay tuned for more on Click on This.
Jason Priestley, how are you?
I'm good, buddy. How are you doing?
Good, man. Good to see you.
Good, thank
What
you.
a turnout here, right?
Yeah, pretty good.
This is fantastic.
Pretty good.
Tell me about it. I mean, how did you get involved with this charity event, and what's going on here today?
Well, I got involved in this. Luke and Stacia Robitaille are really old friends of mine, and they've been asking me to come out to this game for a number of years. And I always seem to be working in the month of January, so I'm not able to come. But this year, I'm not working, so I'm able to be here, really happy to be here and support Echoes of Hope. It's a great charity, and
it is.
They do a lot of work with the kids that they support, and it's really fun to be here. And we're going to play hockey today, and
I know,
and
man.
I get to skate with a bunch of Rob Blake and George Peros and a bunch of guys that I've always admired, and it's a win-win for everybody.
What's your game plan on the ice today?
Keep my head down and stay out of trouble.
Stay out of trouble, right?
Have you seen the size of those guys?
I know, dude.
Huge.
They're enormous, right?
crazy.
Nah, you'll be able to take them.
Yeah,
Let me ask you. You just did a movie, Let's Rap, right?
Yeah. We shot that. We shot that last fall.
Yeah, how'd it go?
It was fun, man.
Yeah?
It was fun. It's a lot of the movie was improvised,
Right.
and it's kind of a crazy comedy,
thing.
and but it's fun. It'll be funny.
And you had a stint on Haven, correct?
I did. Yeah, I did a pretty long stint a couple years ago on Haven, and then I reappeared a couple of times this year,
Right.
and then I did a bit in the finale that we just filmed. So
good.
Yeah, it's sad to see that show come to its conclusion. I think a lot of us really love that show, and I really love working on that show. My character Chris Brody was a lot of fun to play, and I think the fans really enjoyed that character. But I also directed a number of episodes on that show, and
Well, you've been doing producing as well, man.
I produce, but I direct a lot. I direct a lot. Yeah, I direct a lot of television.
Good.
So it's directing that show was a lot of fun. Because the show had a lot of serialized elements to it, but we did a lot of special effects work on that show as well. And,
That's
and the
fantastic.
special effects stuff as a director is a lot of fun to get to tap into that stuff.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Yeah.
So you guys are you're gonna be on the ice like pretty soon, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty soon. Yeah, I guess I better go get dressed.
You got to do this. So hey, listen, man. Jason, thank you so much, man.
Hey, dude, you got it.
All right, also here with RJ Nitt, and of course J.R.
Yeah, don't you like
Martinez.
it? RJ, JR.
Wow.
Yeah, you just switch it around.
Wow,
So I'm the J, he's the R, but then you can put him here.
Okay.
And then he's the R and I'm the J. You see how that works?
How innovative! That's
We
great.
didn't script this, by the way.
Okay,
No.
well, we didn't get to talk about a project that you two are working on.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about it, please.
Yeah, well, RJ.
Yes.
Well, it's we set this up with SAG-AFTRA and Trident's Hospitals for Children. It's it's a panel down here in Sundance. It's called Hollywood's Greatest Role. And
Hollywood's greatest role, actually.
that can mean a lot of things, but to me it means impact. It means diversity. It means changing the mindset of an individual. And if you can change the mindset, and that's our job, is we make people feel emotion. We make people feel things that they don't normally can feel without that interjection into it. And to me it's important to have this because right now we are such in a technologically advanced age that access, like when I was a kid, you were a kid, I wasn't allowed to watch certain shows.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to see certain episodes.
Wow.
I wasn't allowed to be on certain websites. Now kids have access like no other. And if we can affect the mindset of children and affect what they think of a disability, and not just disability, but all walks of life, you can affect change for the rest of humanity. You can affect change for the next 100 years of generations.
And I have to admit, on that note, such a role model for anyone suffering from CP or of any disease like that. Your thoughts on any actors that may have a disability or anything that to overcome that and to pursue their dreams and careers?
Well, I think there's so many actors, everyone in this industry, and you know as well, working in this industry, it's so hard to just get a job.
Yeah.
Like, let alone when you have something that people look as a weakness or something that people don't think is a strength. And everyone has these, but when you have a physical challenge or when people can see it, it's a lot more prevalent. But the thing about it is bringing that normality to it and actually showing it as a strength, showing it as empowerment.
And I think he's done that. You know, when the question about how people that have suffered from CP, I think he's shown that you don't have to suffer. It's not something that necessarily you have to attach the word suffer to it. You can survive, you can overcome, and he's proven that through the success that he's had. And I think with the panel, with teaming up with Shriners Hospital, which, you know, he benefited from Shriners Hospital and what they provide. They do amazing work. I know everybody that is watching has heard of Shriners Hospital, but we want everyone in the room tomorrow to essentially be a little bit more open-minded. You know, when they think about, you know, possibly casting somebody for a new role or a new project, whatever it is, we want them to say, you know what? We want them to look at his talent and not look at, you know, as he said, the weakness. Don't pay attention to that because he's talented. He's worked hard and he's busted his ass, like working really hard to become an amazing actor. And that's what we want everybody in the room to pay attention to. That's what we want Hollywood to pay attention to, because believe it or not, the people that are watching him on screen, that are watching me and the other panelists that are going to be there tomorrow, they want that. They want that realness. They want to feel like, it's great like when we have like glamorous stuff and stuff that's kind of, it's a fantasy, so to speak, but it's a fantasy. And I think people love, especially now in this day and age, they want to be able to see RJ on screen. They want to be able to see, you know, me or someone like me with scars, with physical scars, with struggle. And you know that we're talented and we're
killing it on Dancing with the Stars, by the way.
Yeah, and we're talented in any way. You know, that's what we want people to. That's what we want people to feel at home. And I think the entertainment industry needs to understand. Like, take a little bit more risk. Think outside the box. Don't just talk about diversity. Actually, be about it. Yeah.
This segment is sponsored by Platinum Financial Group, a full-service financial firm providing financial planning services, tax preparation, and investment management services. Please check out their website at platinum-financial.biz and follow them on Twitter and Facebook.
Hey Click fans, don't forget to like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube, and follow us on Twitter.
Well, that wraps up our good times here at Sundance. Until next time, be sure to click on this. Hey!
What's up, guys? It's J.R.MARTINEZ and
RJ May. And you're watching Click on This.
Brought to you by Platinum Financial.
Big smiles, everybody. Waving over here or something. Do something fun and hosty.